Ospreys. Welcome to episode 12 of the Healthy Osprey podcast. My name is Cire.
And I'm Kathy.
Yep. And, and this week I'll be talking about a variety of things, such as first thing first is the coronavirus. We'll be talking about the progression of the coronavirus and how it's impacted us personally and how it can affect many people, not just physically, but mentally. We'll also be talking about ways that we self care and how, I don't know, some other interesting ways that students can take the time to self care, relax, and, you know, exercise their mind during a difficult time like these.
Yeah. Guys, it's a very unique part of our lives right now where we are facing a lot of things. I honestly feel like I've never seen a year have so many things going on.
Exactly.
Um, I seriously don't remember what happened so much in 2019 that could honestly compare to all the stuff that we've had in such a short period amount of time. We're literally going through this racial problems in society, and um, a lot of that is also with a pandemic that we have, and we also have an election coming up, and we also have the idea of just
Yeah.
reopening the economy and reopening schools, while obviously we don't even have a vaccine yet, or we do or we don't, but that's not going to come anytime
Mhm.
soon. So life is
Yeah.
changing in many ways, and so I want to let Cyree talk about, the mental health aspect of that.
Yeah, so this year can be mentally challenging on a lot of people. It has been on me personally, but it just depends on your situation for sure. So everyone has, I guess, a certain way on challenging those mental health aspects of your life. So there are different ways to self-care. There are different ways to exercise your mental. You just have to find the right one for you personally. Seeing that for me, sleep does the job for me. So getting the adequate time to sleep, that's the way I self-care. That's the way that I guess exercise my mental and taking days off for me. That's the way that I do it best. For you, it may be different. It might be lighting a candle and just hanging out in your room. Maybe cleaning your room because that also makes me feel good too. Just having a clean room. You can also exercise daily and eat right. That for sure can make you, if you feel better, like physically, then you'll definitely feel better mentally, and you'll be able to take on whatever challenges that you're facing. So
Yeah.
and mentally, it can be a difficult time for a lot of us. I know social media has been a lot right now for sure. So even if it means taking a break from social media and just having a conversation with others and like one on one when we can't meet in real life, not as much as we used to. So even if it's a phone call or FaceTime with a friend, or just sitting down and talking to your family and your household, I feel like that can go a long way for sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Not only that, when you are self quarantining for so long and you are in this
Hmm.
isolation of being, whether you're by yourself, whether you're with a roommate, or whether you're with your family, it really can get tough when you want to go somewhere, but you obviously know that there are certain procedures that you have to follow,
Yeah, you
and it kind of gets a
for
little
sure.
annoying. But what I will say is that,
Yeah,
you know, if you want to get out of the house, you don't even have to really go anywhere. Just sit in your car, drive to a Starbucks, get a coffee, and literally sit in your car and listen to music, and just take
yeah,
and look out outside, look how pretty the world is, with nature, and
yeah,
just take that breath and that relaxation, or listen to a podcast when you're in the car, or whatever it is. And I
yeah,
feel like that really can get your mind out of the idea of thinking about other things, because I know that it's really easy to stress about something and overthink about things when it's really not
mhm,
that much of an issue, or there's not much that you can do in that moment, and you just have to give it time and be patient. especially when it comes to like really important decisions in your life and you have to depend on someone else for it. Like, I don't know, but just really doing like these defense mechanisms of maybe it's also cooking. Like, when you cook, like, that helps a lot of people. It kind of like de-stresses them when they take their own time with it. Now, however, it's different when you like are a mom and you have kids and you have to feed, like, that's not so meditation like. um but that's what I wanted to say, how like, yeah, just take your time on your own to put some things aside and breathe it in a little of yourself and be
Yeah,
grateful for things
definitely.
you're grateful for in your life, like, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And like I know we're going through quarantine now, so like a lot of people are like staying indoors. I mean, even though a lot of states have like reopened and people can go outdoors a lot more, for the people who have like, you know, been like a little more cautious and have continued to stay indoors, it's like make sure you're like taking that time out to go outside for, you know, a little time out of your day, just enjoying the sun, taking in that vitamin D, even if it's on a balcony or porch, or you walk down the block or something. Just make sure you're definitely getting that vitamin D, that fresh air, and they're not just cooped up in your house all day. It can do it. It goes a long way just walking outside and feeling that sun on your skin, like for sure. Like, even though sometimes I'm in the house all day, it's like might as well just go on the porch for a little while and enjoy that fresh air, for sure. So
Yeah,
I think that's a great way to do it.
yeah. So we wanted to talk about how the progression of, this pandemic and how that's going to really affect society. And I feel like there has been so much that has happened in such a short period of time. Like, I know that 3 months ago, we were just all, you know, looking at like China as the target, and they were like the
Yeah,
ones that were extremely affected, but they handled it
yeah,
very well. Because
yeah,
you think about it, the real problem is the way that the U.S. handled it, and I don't think it's because they were prepared. It was definitely in the
yeah.
beginning, if you remember, like in March, it was the testing was a huge problem, and then the
Exactly.
testing
They wanted
center,
enough tests.
yeah, and then the testing centers started appearing, and then it used to be. It's also like problems with health insurance too, like that's a huge,
Yeah, it can be pretty expensive.
yeah. That accessibility of that is a very economical issue that happens every day. Like, why does someone have to pay
Yeah,
$300 for a medication and this person has to pay $20 for a medication, just because that one person that is paying $300, they make more money? Like, I don't know how that works, but either way, I feel like the pandemic and coronavirus, because there is not a vaccine that is, you know, available as we wish it could be, like the flu shot or something like that. Um, I
hmm
feel like it's gonna be considered the new normal to have this
essentially.
type of culture. It's literally gonna be a culture, and
Yeah,
it's going to be a culture where you are coming into school, you are coming into your job, you're coming into a grocery store, and you are facing all these different protocols, because some stores are telling you that you have to have a mask on, some are saying that you don't. And it's really for your own protection.
hmm
Like, in the beginning, we actually thought that the people that were wearing the mask were if you had the virus, and now it's the complete way around. Now it's everyone should have a mask, you know?
yeah, yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely gonna change, and as we see the numbers, I mean, we're on a decline in terms of new cases every day, but there's still a lot of cases every day. And I soon, like, we may have in the future when flu season comes around, COVID might jump right back up with it. So that's why we have so many precautions being taking place at the universities this fall semester. Um, and I feel like that will carry over to other universities, such as UNF, as in other local stores and things of that nature. Because we don't have a vaccine, it can be very scary for the number of cases to rise again during the flu season, and we'll have both the flu season and COVID. So that'll be pretty scary. And then also, we don't have a vaccine yet, but even if we do get a vaccine, not everyone takes the vaccine. Like, not everyone gets their flu shot. So I think we need to change ourselves, change
Feel
the
the
culture
anti-vaxxers.
around flu shots and vaccines. Yeah, so yeah, we need to change the culture and change people like that. Getting people more educated on vaccines and flu shots and the importance of getting it, because it doesn't just affect them; it affects a lot of people around them. So I think it starts there. It's really like Kathy said, like, yeah, the U.S. was ill prepared for a respiratory disease like this, but then again, the people itself were not prepared. Also, like, they weren't ready to just let go of not going outdoors and not being able to go to the club on Friday,
Oh my god.
not
First and
wearing a
foremost,
face mask every day. So it's like the culture itself.
the whole
What's up?
toilet paper thing, like,
Yeah, the toilet paper thing. It's just like madness. It's like
I
the
see,
U.S. people weren't ready for something like this.
like, oh my god, I don't know how my colon's gonna act about this. Like, seriously. And it
Uh,
makes me laugh when I see all these like Charmaine commercials, and like I'm like, oh my god, like, and they're like, we're working on, giving
we're
you
working hard.
like,
Come on,
like,
why would I have ever, like, I never thought in my life I'd see a Charmin commercial, a toilet paper company releasing advertisements saying they're working hard trying to get us toilet paper. Like, I mean, yeah, I know you guys are working hard, but I mean, you didn't have to release a whole ad. But I'm guessing because I guess the
I
stockpile of
don't
toilet paper was so
understand that
low.
logic. I'm sorry, I don't. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
food should have been the first scarcity because you're at
Why toilet paper though? I was just so confused. I think it was really the media saying, because like I remember in Australia it happened first, and like the media said that people were taking a lot of toilet paper, but really people weren't taking that many toilet paper. It was just one of the things. So everybody went crazy, thought toilet paper was so low. So then the media pushed everybody to the store to get in toilet paper, which actually made them report on, yeah, toilet paper is low now, but it's really their fault. But
the only thing that went through deflation was toilet paper.
the only thing, it's crazy. It's a crazy time. Definitely, this has been like really a culture shock to a lot of people though,
It really
because it's
has.
like,
Um,
yeah, like you got to take this serious. It's like, I mean,
I don't
hopefully
think
now
I'm
people
as
wash their hands
scared.
more.
I don't think I'm as scared anymore as I
Hmm.
was in March. Like,
Yeah, yeah, for
I
sure.
would be in a grocery store and I'd be like, oh my god, like I'm literally not touching anything. And I would look at a
Yeah,
person like, why are you not 6 feet away from me? Like,
yeah.
and I would have masks on too.
You're one of those people.
No, but now
6 feet.
I'm allowing, like, I don't even follow the rows like in the grocery store. I
Oh
don't.
yeah.
I
I
completely
don't think I ever
forget.
did
Like,
that.
I'm in the middle of the
Yeah,
row and I'm like, oh, I forgot.
yeah, exactly. I'm just waiting on someone to call me out on it. Like, bruh, it's not that deep. Let me get my stuff. I'm not looking on the ground. Like, but
Oh my
it's
god.
definitely been a culture. Hopefully, people start washing their hands more, using hand sanitizer more. I mean, everybody should wear a face mask every single day for the rest of their lives. But like,
Yeah.
hopefully people do those other things and take precautions on how, like, because this is just not COVID. Like, there's so many other diseases and that you can get from just
Yeah.
touching
And,
other things.
you know,
Like, that cross contamination.
yes. And I feel like as a society and this whole world in general, we got very lucky, okay? This was like a bullet
Yes.
taken for us because I'm gonna let you know if imagine because obviously COVID is literally just through your respiratory system. So like, whatever's going on in here,
Yeah.
it's gonna go through there.
Yeah.
And you have that type of protection. But what if it was something
Hmm.
way different? Like, what if Ebola's transmission was, and not even that, the symptoms, like, associated with
Hmm.
that. Like, our symptoms right now for COVID
Yeah.
is just like the common cold and everything. But like with Ebola, those are a complete different story.
Yeah.
And same thing with SARS. Um, Imagine if those became pandemics. Like, that would have caused a lot of mortality and a lot of way more concerning
Yeah.
symptoms. And, I think the CDC and the WHO handled that good because obviously it didn't turn into a pandemic.
Yeah.
But this is something where it turned into a
Yeah.
pandemic, but it wasn't as severe as other epidemics that have happened. So
Yeah.
I
That's
think we
that's
don't say
very
what.
true. Like if COVID was like making it where you lost an arm or something, then then would have been way more crazier. Like people would have been, no one would have been outside. But the fact that it's a respiratory disease and it's like not as has the same symptoms as like a flu or a cold, people really didn't take it that serious. And in the beginning, we had like the death rate was like pretty low. It wasn't like too low, but like it was pretty low where people were comparing it to the flu. So that sort of information circulated throughout everyone. I most likely blame it on Facebook because there's a lot of old people on Facebook, a lot of people that don't know what they're talking about on Facebook, and a lot of fake news on Facebook. So that also contributed to people not grasping the seriousness of COVID and
But
just
yeah, and there's
doing
just
whatever
so
with it.
many false information that it's like every single day. Like people were literally saying so
Yeah,
many things, and yeah. But as a whole, guys, we just want to say that this is going to be a new culture to everyone. Um, you may not realize it now,
yeah,
but you will realize it when you return to campus. You will see that there's going to be days where you're going to attend class, and then other days where you're not going to attend class because they're either divided up in groups, or
yeah,
you have a friend that lives with her grandparents, and you might not be able to see that friend as much as possible as you wanted to in the past. There's
yeah.
also going to be hand sanitizing stations around the library, for example.
A lot more.
Yeah, so things like that are going to definitely change. And yeah,
Yeah,
so we wanted to close it out, guys. We appreciate you guys listening to the podcast, and we want you guys to
yep,
stay tuned for the next episode. Um,
yep,
we definitely are thankful to see that there is some progress being made with this pandemic, especially with the state reopening and things like that. But seriously, just stay safe out there, continue those protocols to stay safe, and
yep.
yeah, stay safe during the summer too, summer safety.
Yeah. Summer safety. But that was the last episode, right? Oh no, that was like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, sunscreen, guys,
Yeah.
sunscreen.
Sunscreen for
um,
sure.
Yeah. All right, guys. So, hope you guys have a great weekend and thanks for listening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bye,
Thank you
everyone.
guys.